Hello again, it's me, Mia, and welcome to another Well Aware Wednesday. I know that's a little bit late, but hopefully it still would provide some information that you guys can look forward to. So before we start, I want to once again let you guys know about mentalhealthvalue.com, an online store that sells a bunch of really interesting and really unique items that helps with supporting the conversation and continuing the conversation over mental health. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got jewelry, they got anti-anxiety toys, they have wall art, and every sale 10% goes towards a mental health organization. So you can use the promo code. I have it on my Instagram, I have it on my Facebook. It's going to be included in the caption as well, and it's going to be mental25, and you'll get 25% off on any item within the store. So that's, once again, it's mentalhealthvalue.com. So as we continue with this month, the theme is the benefits of creative thinking and overall creative thinking in itself. And when you think, and when you go and look at the term of creative thinking, your mind probably goes towards trying to think in a completely different way and finding different solutions, which is part of that. But to add a little bit more to it, I want to kind of explain a little bit about the creative process. And I don't think that the creative process should just be limited to just when making like an artistic thing. Like, that's my whole thing about creativity. Like, I want it to be beyond art, and so the creative process can be applied to any kind of issue, and it could give you the time to be able to look at a specific problem and be able to work your mind through finding a solution to it. And I think that the uniqueness comes less from artistry, and the uniqueness goes more towards how you're gonna solve this problem in your own way. And so I'm going to give a bit of a summary of the creative process. So the terms that I'm going to use for each step, they do vary. It can vary from different articles that I've seen about researching this issue. But I'm going to be using the listing from masterclass.com. They do have an article on there, and I'm going to have that in my link tree, of course. You probably already have seen it, but I'm going to add it onto there as well. So the first step towards the creative process is, of course, preparation. It's basically that time when you get the materials that you need, you do your research, and you'll be able to get everything together. And it's basically daydreaming for the purpose of brainstorming. So when you come up with a solution, of course you're going to want to come up with a solution to a problem. Of course you want to try and come up with that solution right off the bat. But sometimes before you could go and tackle that problem, or try to work through that problem, of course it's going to take some time, and you might have to be able to look at it and see what you will need in order to come up with something to be able to come to the solution that you will need. And basically just this kind of areas is to be able to help you to draw on the knowledge and experiences that you have to create more new ideas in order to tackle that problem. So the next part is going to be something pretty interesting. So the next step is going to be called incubation. And in this step, you basically take a break. You step away. And it doesn't have to be stepping away for a very long time. It's just be like, you got your information, you got everything that you will need, you know what the problem is at hand, but you could work at it a little bit. But overall, you need to kind of just step away and not just tackle it just right head on. Like, you could either, step away from working on the project that's going to be your solution or be your idea. Idea. We're going to use idea instead of solution because that's what it basically is. It's an idea. So you'll be able to step away from that idea. And sometimes you can work on another project that might not use as much brain power, or, that's where, little like breaks like drawing or doodling comes in. or you could just take a full-on break and, you know, just step away from a project for a short amount of time. And I know it sounds like it's kind of strange to, you know, step away from an issue, to it's kind of strange to step away, you know, from an issue that you just starting to work on, but it kind of helps with, you know, be able to still work on that idea a little bit more without like kind of being all tedious into it. Like that idea, the problem at hand is still in your mind, but it's not something that's going to be weighing on your mind as you work on it. So it's just, you're still working through that creative process, and you're still, you know, kind of at the beginning of that creative process, but you're not like, you know, sacrificing your extra time and energy and having it like taken away from, you know, you continuing on with other things you may need to do, you know, in order to solve what's going on at hand. So the next step that will be coming up is called illumination, and this step is also called insight. So when you're when you're going through that area of incubation, where you have the information that you need, you have the materials that you need for your idea, and you still have the idea in your head, but you're not like completely constantly thinking about it. You have the idea with you, but it's not weighing on your mind as you continue on with your day-to-day. It's your aha moment. It's like the moment where the connections are made with everything you gather, and that's when you start realizing, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. That would be perfect. Well, you know, perfect for you, but this, of course, we're halfway through this, so there's going to be more steps. In that moment, it's going to be, yeah, that's it. Let's do this. So the next step, the fourth step, is going to be called evaluation. So you got your big solution. You finally had that idea that you are hoping for, an idea that you even realize would work out, but it's come to you and you're excited about it. But with evaluation, it's basically giving you the time to actually look over the idea and see if it's going to work for what you're trying to accomplish. So like, you might come up with something that's incredible, but you know, something that's incredible, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect. But then the solution that you have, it might take a little bit longer than with what you have at hand, or the idea that you have is going to be something that's going to require a little bit more in order to pull together. I'm not saying that it's just an idea that you have to drop. It's just giving you time to really look over if it's going to be something that's really needed. Like, you could have this is basically that option that you could use your judgment to see whether the idea that you come up with would have to go back to you having to rethink it over. Not once again, not trying to put more pressure on you, but just have to give you more time to see if it will work out, and see what you need, what you may need, anything else that you may need for it to work out. Or you could go ahead and push forward and say, yeah, this is going to work. We have what we need, we have the information, we have the materials, we have the resources, so we could give it a shot and just make it go. And finally, the last step is called verification. So basically, this step is when you actually get to work on your idea. This is basically when you create actually put the idea out as a product, or put it as a either a physical, or in this case a digital product, or basically create some kind of platform, or whatever like context that you want to use, whatever format you want to use for it. And then you put it out and share it with others to see, and see their responses, and, to show, how this idea could work, for someone else, it could work for them, or, you just want to be able to put out something in the world that you hope people be able to resonate and enjoy along with you. So that basically is the steps. I'm going to go over them one more time. So it's going to be preparation, it's going to be incubation, it's going to be illumination or insight, it's going to be evaluation, and finally it's going to be verification. So it's just 5 steps. Sometimes, like when I was doing the research for this, it could be a little bit more, but I wanted to focus specifically on using one source, and I thought that masterclass would be the perfect source. That's the site where they have many experts that give their information and insight, especially when it comes to creativity. Like, I'm hoping to try and see one of their presentations, check out one of the presentations or workshops that's on there. So that sums up my video on the creative process, and I hope that you'll be able to apply it in some way. Like, if it's not something that you take to right away, like always, things do take time, and it's not going to be something that you get right from the start, but it's going to be something that you will be able to, of course, enjoy, be able to build off from. And I know for a fact it's going to be something that you'll be benefiting, not just limiting to artistry, but something that you'll be able to apply from that new idea in your life. So thank you guys once again for checking out my video. I'm going to have links to that masterclass read. Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be within my link tree, and I'm also going to start using, start linking like articles and any pages that I find my information for my posts throughout the week. So you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Check out my social media, check out my WordPress. I have it within Linktree as well. And thank you guys so much. Like, I really do appreciate if you appreciate, being able to share my idea and putting it out there. And I hope that you guys really enjoy it. And I have no problem taking the feedback wherever you need and working on my idea. So I hope you guys have a very good night, and I'll see you next week. Remember to stay calm, collected, and creative. Bye.